Welcome back, Renegades. Today we got some gameplay for the OP10 meta. We're going to be doing Sanji and the Strawhat crew. We're facing off against Yamato, Sugar, Gear 5 Luffy, Green Yellow Law, Red Green Smoker, and Green Purple Doflamingo. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. If you like the content, your friends may as well. Let's get into it. Up first, we got Sanji versus Yamato. We choose to go first here. We take a mulligan, just getting our Dawn and passing it over to the opponent. Opponent's on green, yellow Yamato, so they're going to play out a Razanati blocker, passing it back to us. We're just going to chip 5 with our leader here. They're going to counter out. Then we're going to play down a 2-drop Luffy. Using its on our activate main, we're going to put 2 rested, giving it rush with our leader, going another 5 into life. They're going to use their blocker here. We're just going to pass turn. They're going to play out a Kikinojo and go 5 into life. We're going to take this hit, so we get a couple extra cards in hand. Back to us. We're at 5 down here. We're going to play out a Nami Searcher, and we're going to grit a Sanji. Then we're going to just go 5 into life again. Opponent's going to counter out. We're going to play down the Sanji, using leader effect to give it rush. And we're going to attack with 6 into life. They take this hit. We're going to use Luffy's ability, giving it 2 rested Dawn, and going 5 into life. Takes this hit as well. They do get a Brûlé blocker from life, and we just pass it back to them. They're going to play out Hiyori, taking the top life, and putting a card from their hand back on top of their life. They're going to put 2 on Kikinojo here, pressuring 8 into our Sanji. We're going to let that go. We do draw a Tony Chopper, I think, or a Nami. This 9 into 3. So OP10 is a little weird because it's the Punk Hazard arc. So, like, the characters are shifted a little bit. So, by art, it's kind of hard to tell. So, we decked in there, and they countered. We're going to play out the Frankie, going 8 into the Kikinojo here. They do gain a life from that, but that's fine. Back to them. They're going to play out another Kikinojo here, putting 4 on their leader. They're going to go 9 into 5 here. We're going to counter out. We're going to use guard point, and we're going to need another 2K, so we'll give them the Brook. Back to us. We do draw in that Sanji from OP01. We're going to go Frankie is going to go 8 into life. They're going to use their blocker. We're at 9 Dawn. Put 1 on leader, going 6 into life. They take this hit. Now we're going to play out our Shanks, the 8-10. Now we're going to give it rush, pressuring 10k into life. They take this one. They got an Onami from Trigger, and they take out our Nami Searcher, which is fine. Passing back to them. They're going to put 5 on Kikinojo here. They're going to pressure 11 into 8. We're going to save it. They got 5 open Dawn. They're going to play out a Momonosuke, putting Kikinojo back to top of life. And then they're going to try to chip 5 into life here. We're just going to give them a counter. Back to us. We draw into another 8-10 Shanks, which is great. So we got 2. What we can work with, we're going to put 2 on leader, going 7 into life here. They're going to counter out of this hit. Then we're going to go with Frankie, 8 into life. They take this. They're going to bring out Kikinojo with the trigger, 10k into life with Shanks. And now we're going to deploy out the other Shanks here and try to clean this game up. They use their blocker. Okay, back to them. They're going to drop down a Hody Jones here. And they're going to go 6 with Kikinojo into life. So we need to counter this hit so we don't get KO'd. They're going to play Nami, giving their Yamato Banish, putting a Dawn on it, going 6. We have to take that, unfortunately. Now they have a Hody Jones swing for 10k into life. We'll take this. Got a 4-6. Opponent scoops it up. Up next, we got Sanji versus Red Purple Sugar. The opponent chooses to go first. They used a search event and got a OP10 Sugar. Back to us. We're going to play out the Sanji. We get a little pre-excited here trying to give it rush, but that's not how that works. Passing it back to the opponent. Opponent's at 3 Dawn. They're going to play down Viola, which is a blocker with an on-KO effect. Going 5 into life here. We're just going to counter. Back to us. Let's see. We're going to go 5 into life here. So they could Dom 1 if their leader has Razanati or Doflamingo. They get the Ramp of Dawn, I think. So we're going to use a Nami Searcher here, getting a Sanji. deploying out the Sanji, giving it rush with leader effect. And we're going to go 6 into life here. They're going to use their blocker here. They're going to go down -1. And then maybe they get a event back. I'm not really 100% sure what a lot of the cards do at 010 yet. We went into Sugar there with our Sanji. They took that. They're going to play out Baby 5. I think this is the one you can trash a card from hand. And if you have Razanad, the Doflamingo tag, you ramp it on. So they're going to go 6 here into life. We're going to counter out. Back to us. We draw into the 8-10 Shanks. We're at 6 down here, so not quite there yet. We're going to go 6 with Sanji into life. They're going to use a event counter thing. And they get a OP10 Doflamingo. And they get to draw a card somehow. And they counter out. We're going to deploy out the Nami we can give Rested Dawn with. So we're going to use her after we deploy out the 4-6 Luffy. We're going to attach the Dawn to the Luffy, giving it rush, making it a 7k swing. Go 7 into life here. Opponent takes this hit. We're going to use Sanji's effect, getting a couple extra Dawn underneath it, going 7 into life. Opponent takes this. 1 Dawn, we're going to attach the leader. We're going to go 6 into life. Opponent counters out. And then we're just going to pass it back to him. So they drop the Doflamingo from OP10. The Dawn 1, they get to play out another one. They get Senior Pink, and then the opponent scoops it up. Alright, so up next, Sanji versus Gear 5 Luffy. Opponent chooses to go first. They get a Dawn, passing it over to us. 2 down here, we're going to play out the Nami. We're going to grab the guard point here, and we're just going to pass it back to the opponent. So they're going to play out a Zoro, going 5 into life here. We're going to counter this first one. Now back to us, we're at 4 Dawn now. We're going to put 3 on Nami, going 5 into life, and then we're just going to go 5 again. They took the first hit, they countered the second one. Passing back to the opponent, Zoro into Nami, giving it to him, putting 1 on their leader, going 6 into 5 here. We're going to counter out. Opponent's going to play down Sangoro, passing it back to us. We're at 6 Dawn, 1's going to go to leader, we're going to go 6 into Zoro. They give that to us. And now we're going to play out the, Nami. Making a 7k swing into life. They take this. Back to them. They're going to play out their Frankie using its on-play effect to draw a couple cards. And their leader effect is going to get them some Dawn. They're going to put 2 on their leader here. They're going to pressure 7 into 7. We're going to counter out here. No reason not to. They're going to put 2 on Sangoro, going 9 into 7. We're going to counter this as well, keeping the bodies on board. Back to us. We draw into another Sanji. We're going to put 2 on our Nami, going 8 into that Sangoro. They're going to counter out. 7 to work with. Going to put 2 with Sanji. We were debating if we wanted to pressure the Sangoro again. We just went after life. They gave that one to us. And now we're going to play out the Sanji here, giving it rush. Putting 1 Dawn on it. And we're going to go 7 into life again. We kept 1 Dawn open for the guard point in hand. They're going to use their Frankie blocker. We just pass it back. Opponent's at 10 Dawn now. 1 on Sangoro, pressuring 7. We're going to counter out. They're going to play out a Kaido here using its on-play effect, the Dawn -5. They're going to get rid of our Nami. They're going to go 5 into the Sanji. We're going to let it go. We do grab a Frankie, and then 10 into life. Take that, get a Sanji. Back to us. We have 2 guard points in hand now. We're going to put 4 Dawn on our leader, pressuring 9 into life. Opponent takes this hit. We weren't sure if they had the guard point. We wanted to get it, or the, Gum Gum Giant. We wanted it out of their hand. We're going to play down the Frankie and going 8 into Sangoro. They're going to counter out. We're just going to pass it back to them. We have 4 life. Opponent's at 0. 10 into 8 here with the Kaido. We're going to give that one to them. 6 into 5 here. We're going to take this hit. And then they're going to play out a Zoro with on play. They can Dawn minus leader, gets it back. Ramps a little bit. So they have 8 Dawn to work with. They're going to go 5 into life with leader. We're going to give them that 1k counter. They're going to play out their 7 cost Sanji and just passing it back to us. We draw into the 8-10 Shanks here. So we're going to go 5 into life. Just getting a card out of hand. They gave us a 2k, which is good. And now we're going to go 8-10 with Shanks, giving it rush. And we're going to attack into life here. See if we can get some more cards out of hand. leaving 2 Dawn open for the the guard point. The opponent does play out their Gum Gum Giant, and they counter out. Back to the opponent here. They got some good swings on us. So they're going to go 7 with their Zoro, 7 into 5. We're going to guard point out. 6 with Sangoro. We're going to take this hit. We do get a 2K Brook, which is nice. They're going to go 16 into the Shanks. We're going to give that to them from the Kaido. 5 into life. We're just going to give them 1K. And we still have the guard point here, so we're going to counter out of that hit as well. Back to us. 10 Dawn. We're just going to put it on leader and try to close this game out here with a 15K swing into life. There are 8, 10, 14, 15. Alright. Up next, Sanji versus Green Yellow Law. They're going to play out Scratch Man of Pooh here. Back to take it over to us. We're at 2 Dawn. We're going to play out a Nami Searcher here. We're going to grab the Sanji, passing the turn back to the opponent. Opponent's going to play down X-Drake, which allows them to rest that and then rest one of our characters equal to like life total. So they're going to rest the Nami and then pressure it with their leader. We're going to give that to them. And back to us. 4 Dawn now. We're going to pressure 5 into that X-Drake to try to get it out of the way. They're going to use their blocker from Scratch Man of Pooh. We're going to play down the Sanji, and we're going to give it Rush, going 6 into that X-Drake. They give that one up, and we just pass it back. Play down Cavendish. They're going to get 2 Dawn active. They're going to play out their Luffy Searcher, and they're going to get a Trafalgar Law from OP10, putting 1 Dawn on their leader. They're going to use their leader effect to play out Basil Hawkins from life by returning the Luffy. 6 into 3 here. We're going to counter out. And back to us. 6 Dawn now. We're going to go 6K swing into life with our Sanji. They take this hit. Going to put 2 on our leader, making a 7K swing into life. They're going to counter. We still have 4 Dawn to work with. We're going to play out another Sanji, giving it Rush, putting that last Dawn on it, and going 7K into life. They take this hit. We just pass it back to them. Opponents at 1 life. They're going to play down their 7-drop Trafalgar Law from OP10. It gains them a life, and then they can put a rested Dawn on their leader. They're going to go 5 or 6 with Cavendish into one of the Sanjis. We're going to give that to them. They get to ready a couple Dawn. They're going to play out Jewelry Bonnie Searcher. They're going to use the search to get a OP10 Capone. And then they're going to go with Basil 5, pressuring the Sanji. We're going to give that to them. We draw into another Sanji. 6 into life here. I'm going to take this hit. They're going to use their leader effect to get down the Trafalgar Law from life, and then passing it over to us. 8 Dawn, we're going to put 4 on leader. We're going to pressure 9 into that Cavendish, 9 into 6. They're going to, looks like they want to counter out of that, which is good for us, getting cards out of hand. We're going to play down the Sanji, giving it Rush with leader effect. For the last Dawn on Sanji, we're going to go 7 into life here. They're going to use their Trafalgar Law blocker, and we just pass it back to them. We're sitting at 4 life. They're going to play out the Bonnie Searcher. They're going to use the search to get the OP10 Law again. They're going to play out the Law, and then they're going to use... they're going to gain a life and put a Rested Dawn on leader. Using leader's effect, they're going to put the Searcher Bonnie into hand and play out the 5-drop Bonnie from life, freezing down our Sanji. Then they're going to go 6 with Cavendish here into life. We're going to counter out. They're going to put 1 on Basil Hawkins here. They're going to pressure 6 into life again. We're going to give them a couple counters here. And they're going to put another Dawn on their leader, making a 7K swing into life. We're going to take this one. We get a Tony Chopper. Back to us. So we're at 10 Dawn now. We're going to put 2 on leader. And we're going to pressure 7 into 5 into life here. They don't have any blockers up, so we need to try to pressure. They only got 3 cards in hand. So we're going to drop down the 8-10 Shanks, giving it Rush, and try to close this game out. We got it. Concedes. Up next, Sanji versus Green Red Smoker. We choose to go first here, so we just get a Dawn. We're going to play out the Nami, which allows us to add Rested Dawn to a character. Opponent just gets Dawn, passes back. We're at 3 Dawn now. We're going to chip 5 with our leader here. See if we can get a counter out of hand early. We get a life, which is great. We're going to play out the Sanji, giving it Rush. We're going to use our Nami effect to give the rest to Dawn. And we're going to just pressure 7. They take this hit as well. Passing it back to the opponent, they're going to play out their own Sanji. Putting a Dawn on it. And then they're going to use their leader effect to ready to Dawn. And then they're going to pressure our Sanji for 7k swing, giving that to them, back to us. 1 on leader, going 6 into life. They're going to give us a counter. We're going to play out another Sanji. We're going to give it rush. Use the Nami to give it Arrested Dawn. Pressuring 7 into life again. They take this. We have 1 Dawn open. We're leaving for guard point. We're at 5 life. They're going to play out their Smoker. Their Smoker kind of does the same thing as their leader. So they're going to, between the Smoker and leader effect, they're going to ready some Dawn. And then they're going to pressure 5 into the Sanji. We're going to counter out. They're going to go 6 into the Sanji here. We're going to give it to them. We get the 7-9 promo Luffy. And they're going to play out their Tony Chopper. Back to us, 7 Dawn. We're going to put 2 on leader. We're going to go 7 into life here. We were debating about the Sanji. We want to just try to close this game out. They're going to give us some counters out of hand. We're going to deploy out down to 4-6 Luffy. We're going to give it rush. We're going to put that last Dawn on it. And then we're going to use our Nami effect to pressure 8. And we did get that last life off them. So passing it back to the opponent. They're going to go 6 into 6 with their Sanji into our Luffy. We're going to give them a counter. They're going to play out the Eustace Kid here. They're going to use leader effect and smoker effect to ready some Dawn. Putting 1 on the Kid. Using Kid effect to get down Razanati. So now we have to focus on the Kid this turn. They're going to go 6 into the Luffy again. We're going to counter out. They still have a smoker swing. They're going to put 1 on there and go 8 into 6. We're going to give them the counter, keep it alive. Back to us. We draw into a Nami Searcher. We're at 9 Dawn. We got to pressure Kids. We're going to put 3 on Luffy, going 9 into 8. See if they're going to use their Tony Chopper blocker. So we're going to put 3 on leader here, making an 8k swing back into the Kid. They gave that to us. I assumed they were trying to use the Razanati like effect, but who knows. So we get play out the Sanji again. We're going to give it rush. We're going to use the Nami effect to give it Arrested Dawn. And we're going to pressure 7k swing into life here. They give us a Razanati blocker here. We just pass it back. They're going to go 6 with their Sanji into our Luffy. We're going to give that last counter out of hand. So anything they pressure board with, we have to give. I'm going to play down the Kid using their Smoker and Leader effect to ready some Dawn. They're going to put 1 on their Leader, making it a 6k swing into Luffy. We have to give that to them. Smoker's going to pressure the Sanji, give that to him. We do get a 2k Brook from that. They put 2 Dawn on their Kid, and then they just rest their Kid, forcing us to pressure it this turn. We're at 10 Dawn here. So we're going to put 5 on the Sanji, going 10 into 8. They give that to us. We're going to put the remaining Dawn on our Nami here, just pressuring a 6k swing. We're going to go after... We're going to go after life here. Opponent scoops it. Alright, so up next we have Sanji versus green, purple, Dofy. We choose to go first here. So we get a Dawn. We're going to play out the Nami Searcher. We're going to grab a Sanji 2k, passing it over to the opponent. So green, purple, Dofy got some support with 010, which is cool. And then they play out the Sugar, passing it back. We're at 3 Dawn now. We're going to put 3 on the Nami, going 5 into life. That Sugar will rest anything we play, so we want to like utilize what we have on the board right now. They count out of the first hit, take the second one. 5, they're going to pressure that Nami. Going to give it to them. They pass it back to us with 4 open Dawn. So we're at 5 now. We're going to put 5 Dawn on leader and just hit them with a 10k swing. See what they want to do. They're going to use Spider's Web and another... They're going to counter out of it. Just going to pass it back to them. They're going to go 6 into life here. We're going to give them a 2k. They're going to play down Birdcage, which is really good for them. Passing it back to us. So we're going to play out the Sanji here. We're going to try to bait that pudding, or the Sugar, which we do. And now we're going to pressure 5. And they're going to use counter to save it. That's a lot. And now we get to play out the Luffy, giving it rush. And we get to pressure that again, going 6 into 0. Unfortunately, we did get rid of the Sugar, but our characters are locked down. Back to the opponent. They're going to play out their Doflamingo into a Razanati. And they get the trash something, and they drew a couple cards. They're going to go 5 into life with their leader here. We're going to take that hit. End of their turn, they're going to ready 2 Dawn, and then Ra's not out yet. Readies 2 Dawn as well. That's pretty good. So we're going to play down the 7-9 rush here. We're going to give it rush with our leader. Go 9. They take it. We got 2 Dawn to work with. I'm going to put on leader. We're going to pressure another 7K swing. 7 into life here. They're going to use some counter. And we just pass it back to the opponent here. Yeah, like I said, Green Purple Dopey got a lot of support with OP10. But I haven't really looked too much into it, but it definitely is on my radar of what I might try out. So, leader is targeting ours. We just counter. They're going to go 6 into life. We're going to counter. And now they have a Doflamingo, 9 into life here. We're going to take. They have 10 down. They haven't used any. They're going to play out their 10 drop, freezing down our 7-9 and our Sanji. End of their turn. We lost half our board because of Birdcage. Back to us. We're going to play down another 7-9. We're going to give it rush. And we're going to pressure 11 into that rested Doflamingo. They're going to give all the counter in hand to save it. Passing it back. We do have 1 down open for a guard point. They're going to play down their sugar, which is a search for them. They're going to get the 04 sugar. Putting 3 on their 10 drop. Pressuring 13 into the 9. We're going to give it the counter to save it. They're going to go 9 into the rested Luffy again. They're going to save it. And now they're going to go 10 into the rested Luffy. We're going to save it again. We want to keep the bodies on field as much as possible. They're big bodies. Need to kind of protect them. We're going to go 7 into 9. They take this hit. We're going to put 1, 2 Dawn on the other Luffy, going 11 into 5. They take this. And we're going to just load up the rest of the Dawn. Opponent scoops. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Quick reminder, if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. It helps the channel. We'll have the deck profile and the matches in the description as well. And as always, we will see you guys in the next one.